I can't see.
Hey guys, how's it going? This is Steve, Don, and Alex from Top. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Steve, Don, and Alex from Top. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Steve, Don, and Alex from Top. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Steve, Don, and Alex from Top. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Steve, Don, and Alex from Top. Hey guys, how's it going? This is Steve.
I can't do it. I can't do it. It's like 3 minutes later, I'm seeing myself move.
I'm sorry if that busted your guys' eardrums out. This is Steve's
let me
first.
explain what happens here. So we've got a monitor in front of us here, so we can see what you're seeing. But by the time it goes through the camera, in through the computer system, and back to this TV, there's about a 30-second delay or so, and Steve is captivated that his reflection is not doing what he's actually doing.
Oh, shit.
Oh.
I mean, watch. I'm going to raise my hand.
No, we're not going to do this. We are not going to do this.
So anyway, there's some stuff that's come up in the news recently. Through social media. And we're going to show you the first clip here, and then we're going to kind of open this up for discussion on right or wrong. Don't be this guy.
So Basil, bring in the first clip that we noticed. This is a the video. Just bring it up on the screen. Let's see what we have.
There we go. What's going on there?
That's a phone ringing.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, okay, so let's scroll through here.
So watch this video. Sorry about that. A little farther away. Watch this video. Steve, tell us a little bit about what's going on in the video.
As it's playing?
Yeah, it's on Basil's screen right there.
All right.
Yeah, don't watch this. Look that way. Because it'll be 30 seconds behind if you're watching this.
So these guys, what are these guys even arguing about?
Well, I can't see.
It's literally right there.
So they're arguing about a mattress in an alleyway behind a guy's house. Is how this whole thing started. Are they getting audio on this? Or are we just seeing the video, Basil? Okay, so you're not getting audio. So basically, the guy with no shirt and the one behind him have come out and pulled a gun on this unarmed guy who's in the orange shirt, and his wife and child are back behind him in a public alley.
He's slightly more aggressive.
He is being aggressive, but he doesn't have a firearm. He doesn't have a weapon. The guy here that you see in there in the shirt, no shirt and shorts, he has deployed a weapon. His son is in the back with what appears to be a short-barreled shotgun of some type, some kind of a sawed-off pump deal, maybe a shockwave or something, I don't know. And the guy,
and he looks really badass. I'm just going to throw that out there, by the way.
He could be an overweight operator. The aggressive guy is saying, "Man, I can't believe you pulled a gun on my family," and blah blah blah. And this guy with the no shirt is saying, "You come closer, I'm going to shoot you. You come closer, I'm going to shoot you."
It's not really a warning. It's almost taunting. It's almost like I dare you to come closer.
Yeah, so you can pull this up on Blue Lives Matters. That's where we found the video. You can watch the whole unedited video.
It's also on our page as well.
Is it on our page?
Mm-hmm. Well, scroll down a little bit.
That was a good idea.
All right, so tell us how far through the video are we now, Basil? Okay.
Has anyone?
Has he shot him yet?
Spoiler alert!
Well, like they don't know what's getting ready to happen.
Ooh, he just chucked one at him. He's cool.
All right, net result. We don't have to make them sit and watch this whole thing.
But net result, what are some things that we could take away from this so that other people could learn a little bit?
Man, one is everybody poses the question of, well, who's in the wrong here? Honestly, I think they're all in the wrong. I think the one guy the guy in the shirt, the orange shirt, is being super aggressive.
He was talking about killing the guy. Said, I'm going to kill you and blah, blah, blah. But he doesn't have a weapon. He hasn't brandished a weapon. He didn't have a knife, a gun, a club, a bat, anything other than just words. So
and then you've got the other two guys who are truly almost taunting the guy, trying to draw him in to get him to become more aggressive.
So what was the fight over in general? It was over like a mattress or a garage door or something.
You come in kind of midway on what's going on in the video and, over some trash in the alley or something.
Okay.
Yeah, it was over a mattress that had supposedly been removed from that guy's, the aggressor, the guy with the gun, from his backyard.
So at the end of the day, what are we trying to learn here? Like, is it because at that point do you walk away? Do you not even bring bring a firearm to this type of thing? If somebody is with a firearm, you stand your ground and be like, whoa, I'm not doing anything, or do you just get the hell out of there?
Situation's going to dictate on that.
I think what's legal to do and in some states and what's moral to do may be two different things. So it may be legal to stand your ground. That doesn't necessarily make it morally right. Just so that you can beat your chest, say I stood my ground and the guy came at me and so I shot him because I felt threatened. But I think morally we have the obligation to turn around and walk away. I mean, to some degree, just because you're moral or because you're legally in the right doesn't mean it's the smart thing to do. In
this instance in particular, I can tell you that I personally would have done everything I could to walk away from that situation, just because of the fact if I were in that guy's shoes, my kid's there with me. You know, the last thing I want to do is jeopardize the life of my child because of some asshole
something
that's brandishing
stupid like a mattress, or garbage, or
yeah.
whatever.
And if he was trying to hurt my child or take him or something like that, different story. But you know, I'd be like, hey, whatever, you crazy old dude, coot. Thank you, crazy old coot.
Are we able to see comments up there?
No, we should be able to on the. Let's ask Jacob. Jacob,
because I've not seen the comments. Okay, all right, just
good.
make sure.
Good deal. All right, so we have another video we want to bring up, and this has been out here for 8 months, something like that, 6 months, but it's just coming back around the circles. Bring that up. Like, can you bring it bigger on the screen, or is that as big as we can get it for them? Yeah, get it a little bit bigger for them so they can see.
Now, I'll let you guys watch this video, but I'll preface this by telling you this happened to me.
This did not happen here. This
exact same.
This is not here. This is somewhere else.
No, this did not happen here. I had this exact same scenario happen to me about 30 days ago, with the exception of he didn't pull the trigger. Thank God.
Well, then, yeah, that's completely different because this guy.
Well, no, because the same thing. The brass hit. He turned. The gun went down. He turned and pointed the gun right at me. I was trying to get the hot brass, and his finger was inside the trigger guard.
All right, so see Basil's screen on the right-hand side there. That's what we're looking at.
Yep.
So as you guys have noticed, this gentleman, brass goes down, and look how close he is to actually hitting the RO inside the range. It is unbelievable, to say the least.
So,
assuming he didn't hit him, we don't know for sure. Do we?
I don't believe that's the case.
I've not seen
from what I've seen. I have not seen it. So, Basil, play that back for us one more time, guys. If this ever happens, I mean, number one, put the gun down. I mean, I would say that's number one. If you feel it, I know it's a reaction. I know it's one of those things. Just put it down. Try your hardest to understand that you have a firearm in your hand.
Yep. And the guy who was doing this had a 22, and it was the exact same scenario. I was actually walking behind him, sweeping brass. He fired the round. I saw him start to do the dance. He turned. The gun turned, pointed backwards, down right towards my ankles, and his finger was inside the trigger guard. It wasn't on the trigger. And I talked to him right after that, and of course, he apologized. I'm sorry, and blah blah blah. Thank God, because
now, Steve, I'm not sure on this, but because you built most of the range, but is that is not bulletproof? The actual dividers are not bulletproof. Is that correct?
No, they are.
Absolutely. Ours are.
Okay.
Yeah, I mean, I would assume theirs are as well. Looks like the same company.
Looks like the same type.
Company.
Yeah,
it looks like the same company.
So the dividers are bulletproof. I was thinking because the gentleman on the right-hand side, man, could you imagine?
When you, depending on the company you go with and what level you pay for, you can dictate whether or not they are bulletproof for pistol only or they're bulletproof for high-powered rifle and pistol. We did ours, so they go all the way up to high-powered rifle as well.
Gotcha. So, Don, what other stories do you have for us? I know video-wise we don't have much, but what stories do you have for us?
Well, I just had a couple stories here, and I haven't seen this yet. I know our tech guys have. Is that correct? You've watched the video?
Correct.
Black Eyed Peas, if you haven't seen this, has gone along with all the crazy liberal shit, and they've. I'm sorry.
It's a good way to put it there.
I'm not supposed to say that, am I? I'm supposed to be more PC. Sorry. So the title is Black Eyed Peas release school shooting music video to support gun control.
What's that on, Basil? What is the actual story on so people can see it, or can you bring it up?
I cannot bring up the story at the moment.
Okay.
we'll link the video if people want to see, I guess.
Okay, so we're going to link the video. My suggestion is you don't gosh darn watch it.
Tell them a little bit more what it is.
Well, a lot of this is just like the lyrics and stuff here. Let me see what it says. That's not it. Doesn't really say a lot. Just kind of goes into the lyrics. Another entertainer, in this case a band, has come out in support of gun control. The Black Eyed Peas have released a video for their new song Big Love, which graphically depicts a school shooting. Good for them. Let's rehash it for all those kids. Even better, the band has announced that all proceeds from the song go to support the AstroTurfed anti-gun operation March for Our Lives. So they've jumped on the political bandwagon. So
is I'm not good at this, but what March for Our Lives, is that not the same company or the same charity that Levi's is attached to? Remember, because you guys might look into that, but the Levi's company came out and pretty much said the same thing. They are going to give money to, isn't the Bloomberg charity that his?
I don't recall what
is not March for Our Lives Gonzalez.
I can't remember. Nonetheless, but I mean, companies like not companies, but like companies like Levi's, for instance, that would boldly come out and say that we are not in support of your Second Amendment. We are going against the grain and going against for gun control. I mean, there's guys I know right now that said, nope, we're done with that. We're going to go to something like Wranglers or whatever. Same thing with Black Eyed Peas. Why would they put themselves in a box like that and say, we are obviously at this point against any type of, Second Amendment, pro-Second Amendment rally, anything like that, more going towards anti-gun.
Because it's a hot topic.
Well, it's the same thing with Nike. I mean, Nike, that was a smart move on their part.
I was getting ready to say, I mean, with all the backlash from Nike and people burning their shoes and whatever, I think the whole point has been missed on both sides of the spectrum. But Nike stock is at an all-time high, so it obviously did something for them. And most likely, the people who are anti-gun, all Feinstein's cousins and relatives are going to get out there, and you know what? They're going to donate as much money as they can, and they're going to buy the song just because. Which for a lot of pro-gunners, we don't do that. You don't find a company say Levi came out and said, "Hey man, we support your Second Amendment choices." A lot of Levi's guys aren't going to run out there and buy, or guys that don't wear Levi's aren't going to run out and buy Levi's just because they're.
I think you sent me something about New Balance or something like that. Did you not?
Oh, it sounds familiar, but I honestly
it's a tennis shoe.
Yeah,
you might look on Messenger or something like that. You have a story somewhere that Levi's came out and pretty much, or excuse me, New Balance came out and said, "Hey, we're actually pro Second Amendment. We're going to come out with a shoe that's like red, white, and blue or something."
That won't sell.
that it won't sell? Is that what you're saying?
Yeah, that won't sell.
So let's see if we have any questions on the basic. Will you flip through this for me?
So Nike saw a quick bump online sales. Give it 6 months. See how many people buy an alternative option at Christmas. And that came from it's out
and we
there.
did. Looks like we did post that story
Steiny.
up there.
Thank you. Okay, they are, but don't test them. Bulletproof. That was from Kurt earlier.
Just out of curiosity, for those people who are watching, what major topics or issues?
Wait a minute, who's the dad?
Yeah, who's the dad in the group? I'd like to know that.
Do what?
Somebody said it's
2 brothers and a dad.
Oh, I don't know if I want to know that answer.
Yeah, I got more gray in my beard, but I'm the youngest, so.
See, you just spoiler.
Oh, I'm sorry.
Well,
what were you saying, Steve? I don't want you to lose your train of thought.
What else would these guys like to see us speak about? What are the
why do we
topics
care?
you're
Why do we care so much what companies say? Well, because they have a much louder voice than what we do on this live. They have a much louder voice than what you do on your YouTube or Facebook channels or your Instagram. These companies that have the money to back it and get the media backing and do the commercials, they are able to sway politicians. They're able to sway votes. They're able to sway people's opinions.
Certain things.
So that's why we care what these companies are coming out saying.
But more importantly, I think that we can absolutely wear what we want, and then people say that all the time. Well, let me wear what I want. You absolutely can, but they're smart. They're doing it to make a profit. I mean, it's smart on their behalf to say, I am pro this and anti that. If the majority of your people who wear that product are in that category.
Will you pull up that last comment again for me that was up there? It said something about why don't
they leave all of us alone and let us do what we want? Well, I'll let you take that one, Steve.
I'm not sure who he's referring to as us and let us do what we want. Who is he referring to? I'm not sure what that means. But having said that,
you're right. They are, guy. Liberals are crybabies.
And
uneducated. I think that's the big thing. They're uneducated.
Maybe. I mean, they would say the same thing about conservatives.
That's exactly what I would say. They would say the same thing.
So I think the main thing, and we've said this before, is it's up to us to vote with our dollar. We vote with our dollar every day. We decide where we spend our money, and although something may not be law today, it may simply be policy on the part of a major manufacturer. As they start to influence more people and those votes make it to the voting booth, then that policy may eventually become part of law. And so, as it is in Illinois, if they put a sign on the door...
it changes popular opinion is what you're saying. Like, they have... Just because, like, even right now, you'll see things change from time to time to time, and the popular opinion actually creates votes and legislation down the line.
So you look at Illinois. You all right there, buddy?
Communist state of. Yeah, I was trying to fix my mic. Sorry.
So if you look at Illinois, our neighbor, they put a sign on the door.
They have great people, by the way.
Sure.
We have plenty of them employed here.
People, horrible politicians.
So as if they put a sign on the door that says no firearms allowed, that becomes enforceable by law.
Right.
Here in Indiana, it is not law, it is policy. So there's a great example of where there were enough people that believed in that, so that, I mean, they had a hard enough time even getting to be able to where they could carry. But as it stands in that state, and some other states, that is enforceable by law. So that is why it's so important that we vote with our dollar every day.
So clarify that to me one more time. You're saying because of what exactly?
Which part?
You were saying, so the question was, why can't I wear what I want, or why does that matter?
Why do we care what they say?
I mean, obviously you can wear whatever you want. I think what we are simply saying is we're encouraging people, because we do vote with our dollar, we are able to influence the direction of those companies to some degree, and hopefully get it to where they're not influencing the masses of young minds that are coming up. And so, whether these young kids grow up believing, because today's children are tomorrow's voters. Mm-hmm. And so if we're not educating them, and they would think the same way that they would be educating them, but if we're not educating them into what we believe is the right position for the Second Amendment, then eventually those kids are going to be old enough to vote, and they're going to vote against pro-Second Amendment rights.
So we had a question come up earlier, sir. What do you guys think about the new Glock, by the way? That was just released. Well, I think it was more leaked. I don't think it was released. I bet. And I don't know if you talked to our Glock rep or anything. It wasn't released, was it? It was leaked.
Well, I don't know. I don't know if it was leaked.
Right,
I mean,
here's the reason I say that.
There was a big story on it.
Well, when the Glock 19X came out, we had those. The Glock's really good, unlike other companies, about being prepared before the rush hits. This time, I feel like it was a leak. And then it was like, oh, shit.
I don't know if you're aware of this or not, we also have the Glock 45s in stock.
That's what I was talking about, Dad.
Yeah.
The G45.
That's what I said, Glock 45.
Yeah.
G45.
Right.
We have that.
It's the dumbest name they came up with.
I was going to bring that up.
Horrible name. They should have named it anything other than a 45. Because
why didn't they call it the 19B?
Yep.
I know
that C for civilian or something. Because the way you just said it,
it sounds like it's 45.
45 ACP.
Yeah.
Yep. Whereas if you say the G45, well, better late than never, brother. Is the name on the patent name number, not on the model or caliber?
I've heard that over and over. Like, this is the number of the model or the,
right.
I'm trying to say.
It's their patent number, but
right.
I think it's actually being marketed as the G40.
But their patent number would have been the 19X then. Because to me, it's like, okay, well, why'd they call it the 19X?
I don't know.
You know what I'm trying to say?
Right.
So they could have named it
different
in the patent number, the 19B or whatever you want to say. So what do you guys think about it so far? I've only been able to see some pictures. I think they're actually here somewhere. I just haven't had my hands on it.
Major difference is they got rid of that stupid little nub on the bottom that prevents you from...
Front serrations, I saw that.
Front serrations on the slide. That should be on every Glock that goes out. I don't know why they don't do that.
Website?
So what we'll do is we will get together and we'll definitely do a 90-second review on that coming up real quick.
Not real quick because for them to send them to us, we had to agree that we will not post anything until October 5th, which is the official release date.
Okay, that's what I figured, because there's other guys out there that have them.
They're online. We just can't be the ones to do it, or else we lose our
So,
contract.
guys, a little insider secret on how this actually works. We cannot release things until a certain date with companies.
Even though they may be
even though they might be in my hand, I cannot release a video about that. So that's why you see a lot of guys that hear leaks or that kind of crap. They're not supposed to do that, and they can technically get in trouble with it and all that stuff. But we're not those people. We're not going to do it. Basil, show us the 19X real quick.
When's the date, the release date on that?
I believe October the 5th, if I'm not mistaken.
Okay, so we believe it's October 5th. We can release a video. So we'll definitely have the videos already shot by then.
So here's the big differences. Instead of coming with two 19-round mags and one 17-round mag, it comes with three 17-round mags.
That's cool.
It will take any Glock 17 round.
So you don't have to have the little nub.
Right. You don't have to have the little special 19X mags. And then, of course, the front cocking serrations.
What sights did they put on? Did they put steel sights on it? Do you know that?
I don't think so.
Basil,
I think it's standard. I believe it's standard Glock sights. I could be wrong about that.
So again, we're talking about a 19 slide, 17 grip.
Frame.
So in essence, it's a 19X with a few modifications. A, that it's black. B, it's got the front cocking serrations. C, that they got rid of the little nub on the bottom so that you can stick that magazine up in there.
Yep, looks like there's no lanyard spot on the back.
Good.
Yes. It may be my next carry gun. I don't know.
I'm going to be honest with you. When it first came out, the 19X, I wasn't that impressed with it. I thought it was cool. Now that we have 2 or 3 guys that carry them here in the shop and they've done some modifications and stuff, actually, I think they're pretty slick. I'll be honest with you.
I like it. I just didn't like the FDE. I'm just so over the flat dark earth guns.
I think that the front serrations, again, I'm going to say
front cocking serrations are
genius.
Thank
Huge, God,
brilliant.
They're on there.
Yep.
I use them all the time, especially on my VP9. But
I think genius is not the right word. It's been done for a while. A lot of guys, they're just fucking late to the game.
I just don't understand why they didn't do it to begin with on everything.
For sure. I like Glock, but man,
they have
a company that's not listening to the consumers.
And how long have you carried one?
They have on models cocking serrations on the front.
Just a couple.
Yeah.
All right. What other questions we have, Jacob?
Anything good, bad, indifferent?
Not very many questions overall.
Should have
called it the 19XB. No kidding.
Change the number to 32 using the same number. I'm not sure if that is okay. So yeah, the specs on the new Glocks. We don't have all the complete specs on those.
We've talked about that before.
Scooch had a video about today. Who that?
He had it. So somebody's already released a video showing it. Isn't that fun?
Yeah. Is anything going to happen to them?
Yeah, nothing, because they're not a dealer.
The 509 tactical as well.
All these guns, the same thing. It's
Same.
somebody.
Because we were supposed to wait, and then somebody just kind of leaked the gun.
Yep.
That's right. So the 509 tactical, we had that gun months in advance, and it was leaked way early, and nothing we could do about it. So we had to come out a week later trying to release this video. But nonetheless, that's
the industry.
That's the difference between being a dealer and being a, let's say, a YouTube personality. Because there's no
repercussions.
Yeah,
for them.
no repercussions. If Watts XYZ wants to come out and do his video, what are they going to do? Shut him down? No, they're just going to be like, "Hey, you shouldn't have done that." What else?
I'm not going to agree.
Least innovative gun maker out there. Let's all face it.
Yeah, the least innovative gun maker. I'm not going to say that they're the least innovative, but they're not. I don't think they're anywhere near as innovative as people like Sig Sauer.
So, guys, appreciate it. We're going to have a couple of minutes here.
I hate look on that one.
And we'll
I wasn't
answer.
looking at you.
Oh,
I was looking at him.
Why? What did I say?
I have an appointment that's here.
Oh, that's okay.
For years, I was
we're
playing
going to
on
answer
G19
any
carry.
questions here, guys. We got a couple minutes.
PPQ.
What's the weather like in this room? It is hot.
Yeah, it's true. The Glock 380 was sold out of the United States for a long time, but that was an import restriction on that until they finally manufactured that here. The import restrictions are still in place, correct?
I'm not sure why anybody would want it.
The Glock 380.
Yeah, why would anybody want that gun?
Let him talk. Let him talk.
Okay.
All right, go ahead.
So the Glock 380 was in the same frame as the Glock 26. It really gave you no benefit. It was carried in some European countries because they were not allowed by their law enforcement agencies to carry the 9mm. They were only allowed to carry up to a 380, and so that's what they carried.
So when they came out with the 42 here or whatever, you said that was stupid?
The 42? No, the 42 makes a little bit of sense if you like 380. I'm not a 380 fan, but it makes sense because it's a smaller frame gun. It makes sense to put a 380 in that size firearm. It does not make sense to put a 380 in a Glock 26 frame.
I can agree with that. I can't disagree with that. So, what else? Anything, guys, we need to cover before we get out of here? What is your favorite sidearm of all time? I would still stick with my VP9. Don, go ahead.
Hello, Canada.
Don, favorite sidearm of all time?
Of all time?
Mm-hmm. Don't think too hard.
4-inch 66.
Steve?
Made by who?
Smith & Wesson.
Oh, just for those people that didn't know what it was made by.
Revolver. 357.
Gosh.
Come on.
That's tough. I mean, I've carried a Glock for years, but it's because I was forced to for a while. And
now, I'm not saying because of being a collector's
Well,
item
well,
or
and
something
now-
like
I
that.
know.
I'm saying in general.
I know,
If
and
you
now
said, hey,
I still tend to carry a Glock because that's what I've shot for so many years. Is it my favorite shooting gun? No, not even close. But that's where my muscle memory is for the moment. Not that I'm good by any means, but I hate to go back to being
we
even
witnessed
worse.
that this weekend. All three of us. We shot more rounds this weekend at our outdoor event than we have all shot collectively in I don't know how long.
A year, probably.
Yeah.
Steyr M9A1, somebody said, and another one says thoughts on a Ruger SR40C. M9A1, I think they have horrible triggers. The Ruger, I'm not a huge fan of Ruger's.
Jose's randomness. That's another one right there, buddy. That I don't know if we've got time to get into that one.
What is it?
The female cop that
Yeah, go ahead.
went into the wrong apartment and shot her neighbor. And
We probably should have covered
thought
that.
he was
on
in
this
her
one.
house.
We'll bring it up next time. How about that? Well,
There's a lot to cover on
there's
that
a
one.
lot to go on.
I do have some more topics here if you guys want to.
I think we're out of time, aren't we?
Yeah, and he's got an appointment. We have 2 more things to do with the local police department. So, anything else, guys, that you need us to cover over there? Basil, Jacob.
I don't think so.
All right, guys, thank you so
SIG
much for watching.
226 is a good gun.
226 again. So the 365 is a great gun.
Yeah.
360.
I mean, it's
nice.
had some issues, but yeah, it's a good shooting gun.
It's a great gun.
All right, guys, definitely leave comments down below if you guys want us to bring up some topics next time. We are out of time for this, let's call it, episode of Two Sons and a Dad.
Wait, we never heard the answer to that as to who they thought was the dad.
All right, so who's the dad? 1,
Who's your daddy?
2, or 3?
Go.
Go. 1, 2, or
If
3.
one of us is the dad, which one is it?
Or at least the oldest here.
Steve.
There's
Steve.
1, 2, and 3. Steve, Don, Alex. Number 3.
Steve and
What
Alex.
the hell? Steve's
Number
1,
one.
by the way.
Steve has 2 now.
That's the same guy. He did it twice.
2.
Oh, there's number
come on,
2.
Tim.
That's
There's
Don.
There's 1 for me. There's like 4 for you.
Oh, there's another
Another-
number 3.
another Alex,
number
another
3,
Alex.
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 Yeah.
So
yeah.
it's-
oh, number 2. You're catching up. Don. Another number 2.
Oh, yeah, what's up now?
Oh,
You
shit.
got it, Pop.
Yeah, I think they're just jumping on the bandwagon.
Nah.
Yes, Three Stooges. Yeah, if you got
Yeah,
that.
use the full name.
2 guys put number 1. Next time, budget handguns.
We actually have
All
a couple
right,
of
you know
those
what?
videos out there too.
That's not
so.
That's not a bad little topic to cover. Is budget handguns.
All right.
So
Everything
you
under
guys
$300
note
bucks.
that for us for next time. We'll do a little short clip.
And just for the record, before we go, youngest, oldest, I'm in
Middle
the middle.
child.
So
All right, guys. Thank you.
Whoa. You and I are like a month apart. Don't act like you're fucking in the middle.
2 months. Technically, that puts me in the middle, and I'm taller than you too by a good half inch. So
I don't know about that.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching. We'll see you.